Hi, my name is Heather Schultz, and I'm one of the authors of Beauty and Truth Math. Thank you for watching this presentation. Emily and I want to use it to update you about where our company has been and where we are going to be going forward. So let's get started. The first thing I want to cover is why we created Beauty and Truth Math, and the reasons are threefold. First, we want to equip parents to use the Charlotte Mason philosophy in their math homeschool lessons. Second, we want students and parents to grow in their love for the Lord as they see the beauty and truth in math as a reflection of his character. And finally, we want students to love their neighbors through having a solid foundation in math and being able to use that outside the classroom in all areas of life. We want them to see the accuracy and order and patterns in math as both a reflection of God's character and as a way to love and serve others. So looking back at our history of how this company began. In January 2021, Emily launched our website and began selling the first two terms of the year 3 and 4 arithmetic guides. In May, I reached out to her asking about a year 1 arithmetic guide. I had used the Strayer Upton books with my younger sister when I homeschooled her and wanted to use them with my own children. So I was really hoping Emily would have a year 1 guide in store in the next, couple months. Instead, in reply to my email, she asked if we could have a phone call, and what that began a couple-month process of conversation and prayer where I joined Beauty and Truth Math in July of 2021. That same summer, Emily completed the third term of the year 3 and 4 arithmetic guides and had those available on our website. So then for the school year of 2021 to 2022, I wrote the year 1 and year 2 arithmetic guides, while Emily wrote the year 5 arithmetic guide as well as the first year of practical geometry. We also dove deep into looking at the programs that were used in the parent union schools for students who did the Charlotte Mason's philosophy and method back when Charlotte Mason was alive. And so we were able to track down almost every math book used in the programs back in the late 1800s, early 1900s. By the summer of 2022, we now had 5 years of guides. The year 1 through 4 arithmetic guides also had a new format, and we created several new teacher helps based on the research we did. So one of those is a Forms 1 and 2 review activities packet that we include in every arithmetic guide. This packet is about, 30 pages, and it includes review activities covering every arithmetic topic you can think of. And each activity shows a progression when it's possible of how to advance with your student. We also have a new teacher help covering just an overview of what the Charlotte Mason math education looks like. And then we also have a document called the arithmetic progression, which specifically zooms in on what arithmetic looks like for students in a Charlotte Mason education. That resource specifically, the arithmetic progression, was inspired by the book Teaching the Essentials of Arithmetic. This book by Philip Boswood Ballard has been reprinted by Yesterday's Classics, and it is, in our mind, the teacher manual and handbook for a Charlotte Mason education. It was required reading in the programs for the younger forms, and we think it's absolutely phenomenal. This past school year, 2022 to 2023, I wrote the Year 6 Arithmetic Guide and the Elementary Algebra Guide, while Emily wrote the Year 6, technically the Year 2 Practical Geometry Guide. If you follow the pacing of our guides, you'll use it in Year 6. And then she also updated the Year 5 Arithmetic Guide and is wrapping up updating the Practical Geometry Guide, the first year of it. So going into summer of 2023, we now have 6 years of math guides, which include all 3 streams of math. We are very proud of this work and very thankful for the way God has provided and allowed us to do this. It has been a lot, which leads to this slide. We want to thank God first and foremost for the ability to do this and the way he's just ordained us working together. I hope to someday create a video just as a testimony of how God brought us about brought about us working together. We have a lot in common, Emily and I, and we also complement each other, and personality-wise have things that are different strengths and weaknesses that complement each other, as well as our math teaching experiences that we can just see God's hand in so many ways. We want to thank our families. They have sacrificed the most, I think, for us to do this. These math guides are so much fun for us, but they do take a lot of time and work, and our families have felt the brunt of that. And we also want to thank our business partners and supporters, A Delectable Education for their encouragement. And we've been able to do presentations for their conferences, as well as been interviewed on their podcast a couple times. The CMEC for recommending us, and Yesterday's Classics for partnering with us to reprint books. And finally, we want to thank our customers. We are fully convinced we have the best customers in the world. Encouraging emails, prayers. My husband is in marketing, and his mind is consistently blown when I read to him emails we get of just uplifting and encouragement and thanks. So we want to thank, all these different people and the Lord for what we've been able to do so far. So going forward, what are our plans for the future? This is the primary reason we created this video. And to give you context of what going forward will look like, we wanted to give you the background of where we're coming from. We will be slowing down our pace. It has been a whirlwind producing 6 years of math guides in 2.5 years, and we need to slow down for a variety of reasons. So we're going to cover those first. This past year for both of us, our families, to be clear, have sacrificed a lot through this entire process, but this last year has been especially challenging for both our families. In March of 2022, my husband unexpectedly changed jobs, and we absolutely see the Lord's hand in it, and it has been a good change, but what it has meant is that he now works from home full time. And so I've had probably over 9 months, from March through about December, I would say, of 2022. I was rearranging our home we changed our children's bedrooms and our homeschool room to accommodate creating an office for him. So it has felt like we were moving without actually moving, and it has just been pretty chaotic. Meanwhile, for Emily in December, I think it was December, the winter of 2022, when there was the great freeze out east. We don't really get those in Arizona. The pipes in their home froze and burst and flooded their entire downstairs. So she's been in a rental home the last several months, and will, Lord willing, be moving back in August into their home, but it still won't be completed. The repairs still won't be completed. So this past year has been especially trying and difficult, and that is part of what's informing us needing to slow down. We also, just for ourselves, need to slow down. We have been fighting burnout on and off, and we do not want to burn out. We want to keep going and continue the work we're doing. And to do that, we need to care for ourselves and continue staying involved in our churches and book clubs and doing mother culture and other things that refresh us. So while we love writing math guides, it's not the only thing we love doing, and we want to continue to leave room for those other things. We also want to focus on quality. We love high school math. That's what we both taught. And with that in our mind comes a greater responsibility to ensure we're meeting national math standards and doing justice to what Charlotte Mason schools did. And that requires some more research beyond what we've done so far, and just more time. The answer keys to whatever textbooks we use will require some extra work from both of us to ensure we're equipping students. So not only do we want to meet national standards and make sure we're being faithful to Charlotte Mason's method, but we're aware that the workload is going to increase as we enter these high school level guides. We also have administrative debt. You probably don't see a lot of this, but I have a backlog of things I want to take care of administratively, from email setup and website updates to formatting of things and organizing our files. So slowing down our pace will allow time for me to do that well, and will actually make moving forward a lot easier as we continue with our guides. And finally, we want to create new resources. We have a bunch of other fun ideas beyond the guides that we want to implement, And those include things like group math lessons, which Emily is the queen of. She does math lessons with her boys, covering one topic and staggering it for multi-level and multiple ages. So we want her working on those. We have tracked down almost every mental math resource from the programs, and we absolutely love them and want to reproduce those. But unfortunately, because of when they were written, they used British money before it was even decimalized. So we need to update those resources before we can produce those on our website. And then we also have done a lot of research. Through our research, have found resources about the early years and the high school years that we want to reproduce for our customers to use. So what will be the same moving forward? Year 6 bundles. We will still produce those this summer, and they will be out, Lord willing, by the end of June. And we have terms 1 through 3 out now. We want to edit. We're going to edit and check for mistakes, which if you've found any and haven't emailed us about them, we love hearing of typos. So we just have extra eyes on our guides. So please feel free to let us know about those. But the year 6 bundles will be wrapping up this summer, like we've done with our previous guides. We will continue the year 7 arithmetic guide, releasing that a term at a time, just like we've been doing with all the previous ones. And what will be new moving forward? We'll be able to reproduce those supplemental resources I just mentioned a lot sooner. And specifically, I will be producing a high school math resource by the end of next summer that covers in detail what a Charlotte Mason math education looks like in the high school years. What's being delayed? Our algebra guide and our geometry guide. And this decision has not, we've not arrived at this lightly. We've agonized over this for months. And just with the timing of continuing doing what we were currently doing, realized this is what needs to happen. So if you are one of the people asking, what if I need the guide sooner? We want to help and support you in this. And we have created the What's Next guides for you to reference and use. These guides cover different options, and they're PDFs that we have created covering different options of things you can do and things to consider. And you can find those in the Term 3 Important Teacher Helps folder of both the Elementary Algebra Guide and the Year 2 Practical Geometry Guide. Still have questions after all this? Please email us. We love helping our customers. You can email us at contact@beautyandtruthmath.com. And we do our best to get back within a couple days. So please check out those resources of the What's Next guides if you're in the category of needing the next step in math sooner than what we'll be producing. And if you have any other questions, we are more than happy to help. And I think that is it. Thank you so much for watching.